going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. My name is Wiz and I'm happy to be with you guys today. If you're new here, I'm an artist. I am working on my own IP. If you don't know what IP stands for, it is intellectual property. And today's video has to do with building your own brand from zero and being okay with the process and the amount of time it'll take for you to even get any form of traction. One of the biggest things that we have in our generation and this current generation is the lack of patience. And I think that a lot of people don't talk about that enough. If you don't have any patience, you will not make it in any industry that you're in. And I'm very confident about that statement. You want to get things immediately. You want immediate gratification. You're so used to getting things overnight. You're so used to getting things in seconds, results in seconds. But when you think about things and companies and people that came before us, most of the success that came before us, most of those things happen with time. And the people that made it overnight and that actually made it out of nowhere and became overnight success, they actually lost it quicker than they gained it. They're 15 minutes in light, then pretty quick. And if you want to be that type of person that gets a one hit and then just because of that one hit you think you made it, then maybe that's the type of result you want and that's the type of life you want to live. But this video is for people that actually want to make something that will last, something that will allow you to grow with time, and something that is going to be sustainable. That's one of the main reasons up to this point I feel more confident about creating and making content. Why? Because I put in my time. I put in my time in. But there's a difference between putting in the time and really going all in. I think within the last 7 to 8 years that I put in the work to learn and put myself out there through YouTube, I have not committed to it. I have not allowed and given everything I got to it. It's been maybe within the last couple of months that I've really have tried to do things differently. And this is my journey, you know, and that's why I say it's like everyone's journey is going to be different. And the purpose of this video today is for you to understand that not because one person made it overnight or because one person is a particular position that you want to be in, just because they're in that position doesn't mean that that's the same path that it takes for you to make it. And when I say make it, I also understand that making it has different definitions for different people. So the first thing I would advise for you to understand is that make sure that you have a definition for what success and for what making it is for you, not for someone else, but for you. I think that that's the first thing that you have to clarify for yourself, because a lot of people are following empty dreams, meaning that you do think that you have a dream, but that's someone else's dream because you saw it somewhere else. And as an artist, there's a lot of things going on right now in the industry that might be unmotivating, because yeah, you think that is going to be no need for it due to the circumstances we're living in now. There's AI, there's people trying to just get rid of employees just because it's easier and cheaper to actually just run some concept art or run some things through AI. But to be honest with you guys, we're not in the time, we're not there yet. And I think that that's where you're losing it. You're focusing on something that you have no control over. For all I know, 10 years down the road, people's work is valued more just because the human interaction is going to be more valuable. So you are assuming based on circumstances that are not concrete, other than the fact that there is AI apps out there that are doing maybe things that artists took the longest to do overnight. But then again, it's all a matter of being patient and understanding that you need to adjust to the times we're living in. I'm 34 and I'm about to be 35 in a couple of months. And to be honest with you guys, I don't feel 34. I feel very young. I feel that my life in general is just starting, because within the last 4 years, those 4 years, I've grown a lot. I have grown mentally. I have grown more confident. I have grown money-wise. I have grown with my personal career and also in my art career. I decided to become creative. I decided to finally focus and take art seriously. And for the longest, that wasn't a reality to me and for me. So the reason I want to share this is because you have to understand that the dreams that you're following are there for a reason. And as cliche as it might sound, that it does take patience. The fact that you are not patient is what's going to kill you, is when it's going to kill your content, is what's going to kill your ambition, is what's going to kill your dreams. And I think that one of the biggest advantages that anyone can have is the aspect of longevity. If you're able to last everyone else and you're the last one standing, more than likely time in itself will expose that and will show that you are there and will give you the opportunity that you have been working and been preparing for the longest. And that's why I say everyone's journey is different. My journey might take 10 years. My journey to get where I want to get might take 20 years, 30 years. I don't know. But I'm going to do everything I can in the right now. I'm going to try to get better every single day in different areas of my life. And in the process, I will share what I'm doing. And that's why I say you have to have that mindset that even if no one is watching you, you have to keep doing the right thing. And usually we know what the right thing is. The moment you start understanding that process and understanding that life in itself, if you have an opportunity to live another day, you have another opportunity to make it. And like I said, making it is different. It should be different for everyone. Just because you see something online or people get glorified on news or on social media, just because you see that online, that doesn't mean that has to be you. You can create your own path. You can make it happen in your own way. And the reason that you have to think like that is because if you're trying to live someone else's life, more than likely you will not be able to attain what they attained the way they attained it. And this goes for anyone. You don't have to be 15 and listening to this. You don't have to be 55 and listen. No, it does not matter what age bracket you're in, because at the end of the day, we all have dreams. We all have wants. And the moment that you stop believing in yourself, and the moment that you stop being patient, that's the moment you're going to start losing, because you're going to start trying to take shortcuts. You're going to try to do things that are not with the damn recipe that is needed for you to get what you want. One of the things that I like about people, about the internet, and about people that are doing and are doing content with motivation, with getting better, self-growth, and things of that nature. One of the guys I listen to a lot and I try to implement his advice and things of that nature is Andy Frisella. If you don't know who Andy Frisella is, he's a CEO. He's the CEO of First Form. He has a podcast called Real as Fuck. And he also created the 75 Hard program. Currently, I'm in it. I'm on day 4 at the moment. And to be honest with you guys, you have to understand, and this is one of the concepts he shares, right? If there's a recipe, it will take time. Don't try to fuck with the recipe. Don't try to create your own recipe. If there's a recipe to make a particular result and get a particular result, you have to allow yourself to follow those steps and allow things to happen the way the recipe is there. And I take him as an example of what it can happen. And while what it can happen, I also take into consideration the amount of time it took him to eventually make something that he saw in his point of view, he saw as a reality, and eventually he made it a reality. And if you see things like that, learn from them, learn from those people, and apply them to your own life and see if they work for you. Don't follow anything or everything that someone says religiously, because at the end of the day, they're sharing their own experiences, and their own experiences are not your experiences. So for all I care, you can be watching this 10 years down the road from now. You can be watching this in 2035. But yet again, be impatient. unless obviously we're in a whole different style of life where there's no more time, like all this bullshit, right? Because we never know. But being patient is going to be an asset that you should always keep in mind if you're trying to make it in whatever it is you're trying to make it. And that's why I say, if you're an artist and this is our channel, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't think because AI is a thing now that you're not gonna be needed or that your career is done for. Because it's not. You will never be able to replace a human being's thoughts, being the person, maybe down the road, but at this moment, we're not there yet. And I think that that's where a lot of people lose their thoughts and their perspectives and their reality. That you're trying to do something that is not real yet. Yeah, it's real that AI is a thing now, but is it really replacing you as an artist and as a human being? And I think that the moment you realize that you cannot be replaced, but that you have to adapt and you have to grow as a person, that's the moment that you're going to be okay with change. And I think that's one of the biggest things also. You have to be able to change. A lot of people are stuck in their own ways, and I think that's the biggest detrimental that you have as a human. You're supposed to get better with time. You're supposed to learn more than what you learn. I'm in the beginning stages of what I want to be, what I want out of life. I'm just starting. And if you're watching this, give yourself another shot, man. If you feel you're stuck, give yourself another shot. Sit down with yourself and create a plan that you follow through with. You know, if you follow through with it, you're gonna be proud of yourself. You're not gonna be that person at the end of your life regretting things. And I think that's another video that I will eventually make about regret, because even though I'm 34, I have a handful of regrets, you know, and I think it's important to embrace those regrets so you don't do them again later in your life. And I will share that with you guys eventually, because it is important. If you're a young kid, if you're like 15 years old, right, and this is coming from someone that is a head coach, like, and I interact with kids and I interact with children and young men, and I see that maybe they don't have the best advice at the house because their parents are not there, because their parents have to make ends meet, right? So as a coach, I try to see that and see how can I help this kid be okay at least when they're here, when they're in practice. How can I allow soccer to be the outlet they need in order for them to become better and just focus on that? Because it's difficult, man. I've been in that same position. So at the end of the day, guys, I want you guys to understand that patience will be key, and try to focus on that. And understand that the funny thing about patience is that maybe you're not even seeing it, maybe nobody notices it, but it is there. If you're there every fucking day without any acknowledgement, and you know what you're doing, but you're not getting the results that you want, be patient to an extent. And what I mean by that, see if you're growing with time. If you're not growing with time, then you need to make adjustments as well. Don't stay in the same position. Because that's one thing that a lot of people say, well, I'm patient, I've been doing this for X amount of time. But have you really gave it your all? Have you really made adjustments? Have you really looked into why you're not where you want to be? And I think a lot of people don't do that. For me, for example, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years, but have I really been doing YouTube? Or have I been posting videos here and there without noticing what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, and acknowledging that, hey, maybe I'm not consistent enough? And that's the reality of this year for me. Hey, like, yeah, I've been on YouTube for 8 years, but have I really been consistent? Have I really given everything I have? And no, I have not. So I cannot say that you can't make it with time. No, I can't say that. But I can say that a lot of people like perceive to be putting in everything they have, and they haven't even tried. You haven't really tried. You really haven't tried. You think you are doing it because you're doing it consistently, or maybe you've been doing it for years, but have you really, really tried? And I think that once we're real with ourselves in that sense, we understand that no, we haven't tried, and there's more to give and more to learn and more to grow. So yeah, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. I just got off the gym. Right now I'm heading out. Go with my girlfriend. We're gonna go on a walk because I think that here in Houston, there's only so many parks you can go to. But doing 75 hard, I think that it has allowed me to kind of just get rid of all the BS, and it's a reason for me to actually be more active on my content, right? Because it is important. You have to grow. We're almost at the end of the year. You don't want to be a sloth at the end of the year, entering into 2026. So yeah, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Take care. Peace.